beautiful. Really like the fly through there, but we're going to start things off. TSM will be on the defender side, and T1, they will attack.
And there you go, an Omen on each side. So that's what we were talking about here. And you haven't sacrificed a Sage actually for TSM. So you do have a Brimstone still, you do have an Omen, and you have a Sage this time. So the comp has changed a lot for TSM in the past few tournaments. They always had the 5 same players before, or the 5 same agents, but it's nice to see a change versus the teams, versus the meta, how that changes and how that evolves as well as we're nerfing or even buffing the agents throughout the time. So very interesting. It's 1-1. Winner of this moves on to the grand finals, and it's Sabrosa that spots the first people, and that's a Molly combined with a Frost Orb, but does not connect onto Skadoodle, who he himself puts a wall up.
Yeah, it's going to hop down now here onto that B site. They will look to try to push through. AZK with one Skadoodle as well. Follow suit onto Cutler. A little bit of close combat. AZK will come out of the ringer on top. Broza will be the one to fall. A great retake, but Drone is waiting through the smoke. Hops through, finds one, finds two. Looking for the third, makes it 3. There is just 2 members now remaining for T1, and they are scared of Drone.
That's right. And now at least a great position from Wardell. Headshot onto Brax. A 2 versus 1 coming across right now. Where's that last player? It's going to be Crashies with the Ghost moving in from defender spawn. A crossfire set up at the same time as they heard that tap coming through. Here comes that first peek. Gets that kill, and Drone gets a 4K and will get the defuse. And TSM gets the pistol round in this third map.
You have to say that is a great start. However, 1 round does not tell us the full story. T1 can definitely bounce back, but we are seeing Wardell already start to make things a little bit more difficult for the opposition. Marshall in his hand is going to hurt the opposition when they try to push through, and considering how the choke points react here on Split, it can be very difficult if you're going to just opt in for a standard push through. And like we talked about, it's that mid control that makes this map a little, give the attackers a little bit more of an edge. But it does not look like they're opting in towards... Oh, yeah, they are, actually. They'll get that smoke down and push in.
They just spring through it. They got a little bit of a love tap against our opponent, who's falling back towards the top of B Heaven. Smoke coming down as well, and that's the thing, right? We were talking about what type of abilities can you do to try to slow down any types of mid pushes. We've seen it from Som and from his teammates when he used to play with China Win, putting basically snake bite and then a wall up and then a cloud up. You're doing the same thing with the exception of the snake bite. You have a molly instead with the brimstone, and now they're trying to push through the omen cloud, but it's going to be Hayes that gets the first kill. A couple of shots coming through the smoke as well, but it's still going to be Sabrosa that wins the fight against AZK.
Yeah, Paranoia going to make things a little difficult for Sabrosa, and he's just trying to pre-fire around the corner. He's going to actually commit to the full swing and takes down Skadoodle. 2 members remain now for the side of T1. They've slightly made their way on towards this site, but they've already been spotted out by the opposition. That'll be the teleport there from the Omen, but behind the box, can't get the plant down, and a flawless round from the defense.
Yeah, that's all they wanted. Try to get the spike, add 300 credits to every player into the team. Losing that round or winning that round, it doesn't matter. You get that amount of credits. At the same time, though, when I'm looking at this comp, so what did they sacrifice here for TSM? Somebody as Cutler, who usually plays as a Cypher, is the one playing as the Omen. It does help a lot, though, on this mid-control that I was telling you guys about. So, yeah, I was thinking that maybe mid-control is actually given away, but now it's just changed with a lot of smokes being thrown towards his mid-side. So that's my correction on that. Sorry about that, chat. But at the same time, too, him playing as an Omen instead of a Cypher takes out, in terms of utilities and information that it could get towards a B-side camera. But Skadoodle gets the first kill onto Sabrosa as he's trying to run down aggressively towards that double stack in mid.
Good start. Get a good entry on towards the defense. They'll be split up now. A 2-2 defense. 1 towards A, 1 towards B, and the other 2 going to be holding on towards mid. It's going to be a very difficult hold at that as T1 starting to push through, and up the stairs they go on the opposite side. The Omen player playing close towards the ropes, and they'll actually commit towards a potential A push, but it's just Crashies gathering information. And I think if he was able to get like a pick or something, they actually would have committed towards A. And now it's the slow move towards B through the garage, and Wardell is on the other side.
Braxton first one to look for an entry, but he gets opped right away by Wardell. Operator looking to peek back out, but he's going to get stunned here slightly from a fault line. Even orb down, and he's going to stick to it. If anybody's going to run through, he could still get that shot. He's going to counter back with another smoke here. And just so he could get his position. So they are really counting on this Cypher towards this mid side, hopefully to get something done so they can get a real split. They get the Dark Cloud coming up and a Paranoia towards Heaven. A flashpoint to come across here from B-Main as well. And he lands that second shot onto AZK.
Oh!
A third one onto Food as Hayes gets the headshot onto Skadoodle. Crashy's coming down, crashing in, but he gets stopped by Hayes as well. And B site is now on lock.
Attacker side? Yeah, okay. TSM, they're making it look easy here. Of course, you know, they got the open pick. They weren't really able to do a whole lot with it. I might have even called that rotation towards A. They had mid control. At that point, you can go wherever you want. But opting in to go what I personally feel is the more difficult way towards B, you're not going to be dealing with Wardell, who's got the choke point on lock. And then he's got support from Heaven. They had no control of Heaven. It was just, you know, a very difficult position for T1 to be in. And now they're going to be looking towards A, because they've learned their lesson on B.
Yeah, Wardell's even posted up on that area too, so he's really roaming around the site as Sabrosa gets the first kill onto Skadoodle towards mid. They tried to change a little bit more aggression now from T1, but they get spanked and punished for that one. Now, all split across the map. The Omen, as a spike here, was on his own here, as Food is going to meet up with his teammates towards Ramen. But Sobroza gets a second kill on the scoreboard into this round, and he's single-handedly winning all of these fights towards mid, forcing now an execution towards the A side as Wardell gets pushed back towards the spawn side.
Yeah, now you've got Drone here looking to try to make the hero plays. Got the Spectre in hand, and we'll see if he's going to be able to get the job done, but he's just going to back away. Of course, having a quick look at Brax shows us he's got a Sheriff in hand. Of course, Food as well with the Ghost. Economy not really in the greatest spot, so for them, they're going to try to find whoever they can on the way out. Sabrosa going to make that much more difficult. Cutler as well. And Sabrosa with 4. Another flawless round here for the side of TSM. T1 yet to put one on the board. Of course, a difficult one economy-wise, but they'll have the weapons to play now with the big boys.
Let's see it. Let's see that mid-control battle. I think it's going to come down once again here to T1 really... Oh, actually, you know what? Look at this mini-map. Everybody's posted up on A side. So this is going to be a quick run inside A, and there's only one player playing inside the A side, but who better than Drone? He's 1 kill away from getting to run it back. He has 2 curveballs to be able to try to win this one here. So here comes the enemies about to storm through.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more careful. Crashy's trying to use the camera to look up towards the ramp, and now they'll start to make their way through. Of course, on the opposite side for TSM, everything's quiet, and so they'll start to push in through mid, or at least gather the information that they need. I believe an Omen smoke pushed. Sage player back, and now it's up to Wardell to defend with Drone against this push. They'll make their way up towards the ramp, but still taking it slow, as T1 do not want to make a mistake.
And I love it. He actually decided to fall back and play behind the flower pot, sorry. You have Wardell playing up towards Heaven. He's putting smoke down for him as well, so nobody focuses on that flower pot. If he needs to, he's also going to do a curveball for Rosa, sorry. Goes for an orbital strike, and he's looking for some kills, but Wardell's the first to fall. He's out at the top of the catwalk, and he puts a molly onto the ground, but nobody is spotted yet right now for the attacker side. They're still holding towards his Heaven side ramp.
Rashi's going to use this camera to help push his team up ever so slightly. I feel like almost they're playing this a little too careful, and as I say that, Brax goes soaring through the sky. Going to try to use that showstopper, and a face full of nuclear explosions is what Sabrosa finds himself in. Drone will take him down. Food will answer back, and now they have control of the site. And there's 2 remaining for TSM.
It was so close. If only Drone was able to get that kill while Brax is flying in the air, it would have been a totally different story. Because of that, getting that kill for that trade, forcing the information to be given away, he was easily killed from that flower pot. And that's going to be the easy plant coming through now for the attackers. Hayes, you can see from his position here, they're not really going for a retake. They're just looking to hurt the economy a lot more. So he's playing on his Heaven side, gets that first kill. You still have Cutler that's playing back towards the spawn side. They force a res on top of that. So far on the post-plant situation, despite them losing this round, still very good. Because now they forced out a res that could have been more important into the next round. Because now it's going to be at least 4-1. And can he get one at least here? Unfortunately not. Hayes falls to that fight. The spike is going to go off. And T1 is on the board.
I have a feeling that Hayes might have been able to play that a little bit safer. Cutler there! Oh, nice. Finds one there on the way out. That's going to be pretty important, I think. Cutler going to be putting one on the board, and Food going to be sent back to the spectate screen. Has to buy a new weapon now this round, but see how TSM... They've got credits flowing in. I think that's Cutler there with 8,500. That's a lot of credits to work with, so we'll see how T1 knock down that economy round after round.
And Wardell, he was at B before, he was at A now he's in mid. Misses a shot, unfortunately. Actually, no, gets the leg shot onto Skadoodle. So Skadoodle is going to be forced to fall back and also forced to use his heal early in the round. So a good start. Not a kill, but at least a tag. And that is going to slow up the attacker side because a wall has come up from the defenders.
Sabrosa has been doing a phenomenal job of holding mid. Crashy's down to 33. Has to back away. The pre-fire from TSM is good. Not letting the mid control really fall into the hands of T1. And that means that they have to walk into choke points. And look, they're going to be looking towards B this time. Brax in a little bit of a difficult position. Going to have to try to use Skadoodle to get a good angle, but Wardell constantly moving around, changing his position, trying to get some new angles. And still it's T1 a little undecided, playing it slow. The red carpet going to mean it's going to be the push towards. The shot's not going to connect, and out Wardell goes. Sabrosa finds one there with the Molotov Cutler as well. It's just so difficult for T1 to push in, but they'll find their way in for 2 kills from Ska and AZK. That spike still needs to go down.
23 seconds left on the clock. They have to act quick. Finally comes forward, and we do have the knives coming up here and to run it back at the same time too. Information given away as AZK falls, but Skadoodle opts Wardell. Now it's a 2 versus 1 with only Drone in. Oh, Drone falls, unfortunately, from Skadoodle with the op. So unfortunately, they had a great stack there on that B side. The flashpoints kind of threw them off from how it was thrown from AZK. And then after that, though, none of the shots connected, unfortunately, for TSM. So T1 doing a very good job here to slowly still break the economy. I mean, they've won 4 rounds in a row. They're still on another bye, even losing 2 rounds in a row for TSM. Things are looking still good for TSM to turn it around.
This is the map that I feel like we'll see Battle of the Operators. So many long-distance angles to work with, and we're seeing that from Wardell, and we're seeing that from Skadoodle as well, constantly fighting for mid, using this jiggle peek, but no one's going to be on the opposite side, and a face full of lead for Skadoodle as Wardell takes him down.
Well, you did hear some players getting tagged. A Drone is in a great position right now, has a curveball if he wants to, but he's not going to play contact. He's going to wait for Wardell. Wardell's right behind him towards his spawn side. If he spawns one, he can come up and support. And that spike is still lurking for its spawn side, though, and Wardell connects with that shot onto AZK. So the initiator, at least for T1, has fallen down. They don't have anything in terms of flashes or smokes, with the exception of Omen, to enter into the site.
No more charges
Stuff
left.
here to the side of T1. Wardell really coming online here this round. It's shot after shot. That'll be the 3 for him. All up to Food. Sabrosa can be waiting down below. That's actually, sorry, Food and Brax, and they'll line up for Sabrosa. A flawless round once again for TSM. They are just making it look easy, but I really do feel like they might just be showing us how defender-sided Split can feel.
I was just exclamating there because I don't understand how Food didn't see him. So 2 of them walked through the smoke. They both looked towards heaven. And then when Food was trying to look towards that corner, he looked in the corner on his left instead of somehow out in the open right next to the flower pot. He didn't see Sabrosa. So Sabrosa even had his iPad out, and he was basically dead to rights. That could have been easy for them to maybe get that kill and maybe move into a site with somebody like Food could get clutch situations. But unfortunately, that's not how the cookie crumbled. The cookie crumbled, rather. And it's still gonna be the defenders getting that round.
Oh.
So TSM now, Wardell, Dink down to 14. Aftershock coming through. Does he survive? Yes, because he floats.
He's down to like 10 though, so he was taken down quite low. They'll have control of ropes here, but just the one side. Really great presence of mind from the side of Wardell to get out there, use pretty much all the tools on the tool belt, and he'll reposition now towards back of screens on the A site. But T1, they've got control of the mid, but what do they do with it now? This is time and time again we've seen on Split. They get control, and then they just kind of get stuck. So what do they do now? Just gonna have to wait and see. They're gonna have the opposition waiting in heaven, and a couple of pre-fire shots. Hayes has got to back away. AZK with one onto Sabrosa, but the wall gonna stop them dead in their tracks. Neural depth as well, gonna make it difficult for Hayes to escape. The easy frag for them. Only one on the site as the rest of TSM are trying to get back. Butler with two though, and now it's up to the 2v3.
28 now left on the clock. They've just got the spike down. So it's going to be Wardell who got tagged down early in the round, but at least got a yield before Hayes went down at the beginning of that round too. He also has Drone with him to support, but Brax picks him from the rope side at B. Last one to go, Wardell misses the op shot, and now at this point, you're just going to try to look for some exits because you're fully blinded. Aftershock, fault line coming through as well. He picks up the Phantom in the first headshot onto AZK. Actually, he's going to commit into this. Putting a smoke in the front of the site. There, you still have a dark cloud moving in, a dark cover inside the main site. And somehow that should have connected, and he does connect finally with the Ghost. Tapping on the spike. He does get the kill with the Brax with that too. Does he have enough time for the fuse once again? And he will.
Oh,
what a clutch from Wardell.
Goodness, Vansily, where did this man come from? Where did he go? Hopefully Cotton Eye Joe has nothing to do with it because Wardell is just putting on what I think his best performance, 10-3, and making that operator sing.
You're telling me that Wardell could also rifle? Oh yeah, he's got the double espresso going through, and he is on fire. He's awake, he's awoke. And that was a nice clutch. That was nothing more you could add to that one. And on top of that, you add 4 ultimates available for the attackers into this round. Things are looking very good for them, Simo, in this first half.
Yeah, and when you've got somebody like Wardell who's hyped up and ready to play, you're going to run into some opposition and resistance. Drone with one all ready to kick us off, but it's T1 playing very aggressively, and they will find nothing. Hayes will dispatch them quite quickly, all down to 2 here for T1. The economy not really in the greatest of shapes, and it's a pretty simple, flawless round with a couple rounds left here in the first half.
Yeah, you're just trying to win El Mano to El Mano, pistol versus rifles, and it doesn't pay off into your favor. They were split across the map as well at the same time, so nothing you could really do there for T1, unfortunately. And even into this buy, I mean, you are able to get full... Yeah, you're still able to go for a full buy, so it's still pretty good for you to try to salvage these last 2 rounds, or last 3 rounds, rather. But so far, they meet Wardell into every angle that they try to go into. It's making it very difficult for them to get any map control.
And especially when you have Wardell constantly repositioning. Look at this fight in the garage. It kind of goes even to both sides, but unfortunately for TSM, the B site now opens up. They've got all 3 here in the garage, and the resurrection here from Skadoodle. It's going to be a rough round for TSM to come back. However, we've seen how Wardell can get the job done.
I just love how Skadoodle picked the orb and it's just dancing back and forth. Should I res Brax? Should I res food? Not too sure. Let's go with Brax. So that's going to be that case there, as Crashies is the one that's fallen for the team here for T1. And they're trying to reassess back on this A side. Meanwhile, we do have a res back on the 4 versus 4. Oh, shot from Wardell, close range onto Brax. The second one onto Skadoodle, looking back for the 3rd. It is not connect here. He's finally stopped by AZK. Moving inside the site now. Shadow Step on the top of the balcony to pick up the spike. And now the spike will go down. We do have a Rolling Thunder as well for AZK on this 2 versus 3.
This was T-Round's round to win, but the resurrection puts, I believe it was the Brimstone back into play. It's Sabrosa now gonna call the action. Hayes and Drone will dissect the opposition. A great round for them. I honestly thought T1 had the best of them there. They got the 2-piece, then they got the res. Man advantage automatically, but Wardell, you are something else here with the operator.
Everybody has 9,000 credits right now as well for TSM. They're looking good here for the rest of the half. Looking very comfortable right now. I mean, the push that they had towards that B side, that was something that's unorthodox, that wasn't expected from T1 side, as they never really did it for TSM. So I like how they still have these couple of rounds, these couple of tricks under their sleeves that's actually catching T1 off guard and actually forcing these res coming out from both sides, at least from that one too. But you're forcing aggression, forcing rotation towards A into Wardell's off when he's on point like that. Again, very tough for you to defeat. But T1, not over yet. You still have a whole other half to play. And if we're talking about it being defender side based on what we've seen, hopefully T1 could do the same thing.
Gonna have to be the wait and see approach for us. Of course, we've got caster vision to know where they all are, but we don't know the outcome. It's just going to be how the two teams play out. T1 looking for control of mid again, but man, silly. We've seen it not really work out for them every single time they've tried to push through. See how it bodes well for them. They'll use that aftershock to try to see if Wardell was hiding there. He is not. But the rest of TSM, they're ready for this potential push toward B.
Crashy's walking through this right now. Oh my god, he was so close to that Phoenix. Phoenix decides not to walk through the cyber cage, so Drone doesn't want to give that audio cue. So he's going to wait for that curveball for later. But here comes a Rolling Thunder for the attempt of an execution into this B site. No, it's a fake. They're actually trying to take the rope control as Drone wins that first fight, but they're still trying to take this B mid.
Oh, that was so close for Sabrosa. Crashies comes crashing down. Hayes gonna take him down to refrag for his team. A couple of those blast packs gonna do some damage. A Skadoodle will clean up. The attack will take them all down. Now, very much needed round for them to not let TSM have too much moving into the second half.
Yeah, that's why, sorry, I thought it was a fake going on too, because I saw Rolling Thunder, but I didn't see anybody running up really quickly behind AZK's Rolling Thunder on Heaven. I think they were still trying to push inside ropes to win that fight against Drone, and Drone still was able to hold his ground, at least take one down with him. So I think that kind of canceled the plan for them to maybe try to take that rope control back into A, go back into this B side. Well, they can't really get further than that balcony and that rafter into that site. Wardell, though, looking to opt towards this mid side. And look how aggressive he is. He's like, screw it. I'm just going to walk through the smoke, get the headshot on this Skadoodle, and that is going to be the healer down and the operator down as well.
Can you imagine just walking up that confidently and getting a headshot on none other than Skadoodle? That's got to hurt. That's got to be a blow to the confidence of T1. Drone going to refrag as Hayes was the one to fall there in post. Still 3 members now remain for T1 and run it back by Drone. Going to try to catch some of these members looking for mid control, but they will back away. Some of them towards Ramen, hoping for a quick snack. And they won't get spotted by run it back, as they will now re-strategize, rethink. They've got 50 seconds, Vansili. Let's see how they try to work things out.
Well, AZK is going to be the one that's going to move up forward as well. I just looked at the delay. Actually, what slowed them down on that last round, after that Rolling Thunder, was just a stage orb. A slow orb from Hayes that basically nullified them from moving inside B. So such a great job to nullify the Rolling Thunder there. Now back with the action, though. AZK looking back inside that rope. He's going to try to bait some sounds right now to keep Drone basically out towards A side. But Brax is going to be the initiator, and he looks in the wrong corner. Color gets the first kill, looking for a second one round. As the flash does not affect him, gets a second kill, does not connect to the third. Now it's up to AZK. He's clutched before. So that's 2 kills on the board for him so far, a 2 versus 1 into this round as he gets to spike down for this last round of the first half. He does have a fault line as well. Can he do it, Simo?
Yeah, he swings around the corner, but the buddy system, it's too strong. When you hold hands, you're indestructible. And for the side of the defense, they'll take him down. Drone and Sabrosa. A good half for them. 9-3s the score line for the first. Moving into the second, T1 have a lot of work to do. 6 rounds is their buffer, at least for the time being. The pistol could change that. They really have a lot of work to do. And for TSM, they want to close this out as soon as possible.
And it's looking very good. Right now, it's the big test, much needed. I know it's pretty cliche to say that the pistol round is so important, but T1, they need to get this one right away, because this could almost guarantee them 2 rounds in a row, put them back into the game, and starting to also have a feel as to how TSM is playing their attacker side. If they lose this pistol right now, they're not going to have that many rounds to work with, and you're going to see the same situation as on Haven. You're so far behind that you don't have a chance to really read out how your opponents are playing on the attacker side.
Yeah, we've seen TSM really be the giant They've awakened a sleeping beast. T1 really need to show that they are awake and fully present. TSM, of course, they're feeling good. They're feeling confident, especially Wardell. Not to single anyone out, but see how they shape up here on the attacker side. Pretty key. Hayes going to get, I believe, spotted out by a tripwire there. But I think T1 here's a stampede towards A.
Yeah, they already have a smoke execution too. Food is now spotted as well. And here comes a jet dash into the A site, but AZK still gets the first kill, trying to connect onto the second one, but runs out of bullets. At least he's traded out. Color gets a kill, he gets two. Sobroza as well, and just like that, it's a 2 versus 2. They still have a healer up on the defender side with Skadoodle, who drops the spike carrier. So a very hard round for Cutler to try to win here. Knows that there's one right in the corner of heaven, but he's just going to try to push all the way through to try to flank them from the screen side.
Yeah, this would be the biggest play for Cutler if he's able to make this work. Starting to look up towards heaven. They're still up there, and they've already spotted him out. And that's going to be bad news bears for him. Skadoodle with 3 on the round. And like you said, an important pistol for them to really close that gap early. We'll see if they're able to do that here. TSM, of course, I've seen teams win this as well. It's still very doable, but considering...
We saw T1 do it.
This map... Exactly. But considering this map caters a little bit more to the defender side, I don't think it's going to be very doable for TSM. So look towards that third round to see those weapons come online.
Crashes with a stinger. You know what? Continue to watch pros. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I actually can't shoot the stinger myself, but hopefully... after watching these guys play, I could learn a few things or two with that weapon. But it starts off with them now trying to look for control. They have a split, basically, no pun intended, for TSM. 1 towards A long, 1 towards B, and 3 towards mid for this control. As it looks like they're trying to take this rope control to maybe split towards A at the end because of that smoke that was lobbed down towards that B heaven connector.
So far, so good. They've really made T1 dial back a little bit towards their respective sites, and it's good to have that control in mid. Going to be looking towards ropes. It's Food who will be playing up there alongside Brax. A couple of those paint shells going to be sent down to dissuade the push from coming forward, and it's the buddy system down there, but I think it's just Sobroza all in his lonesome now. And the rest of the team alongside Drone leading the charge. AZK already taking out the captain, and that'll be the rest of TSM that are stuck trying to figure out where do they want to go.
And hopefully they're going to get 1 or 2 kills if they could with these pistols, but a paranoia from Hayes is going to put him back into position at the A-ramp spawn side. But Food looking back towards heaven as they're trying to pinch across there. Everybody's dropping 1 by 1, getting closer and closer to a flawless round for T1. Would be very good for their confidence and the morale boost into the next round. But no, Wardell says no. He's going to get the long-range classic headshot onto Food. And Wardell actually is going to pick up the Spectre on top of that, and as he runs back, Crashy stops him with the Stinger.
Yeah. You know, it's an eco round. You know, what can TSM really do? They tried to get a little funky with it, did not pay out for them, but now they'll have the weaponry to play. We'll see how they do. Operator on Wardell. Skadoodle as well has an operator in tow. It's the battle of the ops, and so far Wardell has his number. We'll see if that's going to be the case here in the second half.
Food not getting an upgrade either, so he's going to opt to keep the Spectre instead of upgrading to a Phantom or a Vandal. I guess trying to keep the economy a little bit more healthy into the next round, should they be able to win this one. You have a Bulldog as well for one of the players too, and seems like a pause as well. So, don't know if it's going to be actually a technical or tactical. It's going to be a technical pause, so we're going to wait for that one to happen. So 9-5, you know what? I think this is actually a great moment to have a technical pause for TSM, because winning that pistol round for T1, getting into that second round win, which was almost quite convincingly there, only losing 1 player, this gives a chance right now for the momentum to get reset, basically, for T1, where TSM's like, look, we kind of got this now. We got the rifles, we got the operator, we have what it takes. We've shown it before. I mean, Wardell playing as a Jet is, for me, a key player so far on this map because of how fast he can move from site to site. Can it be utilized the same way here on the attacker side is what we have yet to find out.
Yeah, for TSM, of course, the 2 rounds going over towards T1. They have to wonder how long will their buffer last, especially considering T1. They still want to win this too. They want that nice cushion on the throne in the grand finals to await their opponent, and then for whoever ends up being the loser here, if it's going to be TSM in this case, they have to fight their way through losers. And in best of ones, it can be very difficult if you don't get the map that you prefer. Like imagine, you know, if it's Immortals or FaZe Clan that take TSM to Ascent, like that would be a nightmare for them if they're not able to kind of close things out.
That's it. That's it. So now that we're back into this round, Hayes is looking for some information. It's surprising enough, though, that you have the Sage looking for that information first. But at least he has his teammates towards Ramen as well to try to move forward. Dark cover to try to look back towards the ropes. There's a small gap into that one, too. And you kind of have Foods always doing the same thing, too. Dark cover towards the A ramp, trying to prevent people from moving forward towards his A side. But with this gun round, you do see TSM trying to act up towards his mid side, where Cypher trapwires are up towards B heaven and also the ropes. So you could see that different style of play for the defender side for T1, playing it much more passively on his mid side.
Yeah, freeing up a lot of that control for TSM to take, but at the end of the day, they still have to go up into T1. Some of those close angles can be quite detrimental, but Cutler and Wardell make it very crucial for T1 to try to answer back with some angles of their own. Two here now on the B side. They'll back away quickly, as those paint shells will dissuade them from pushing forward. The other two members going to be some Rosa alongside the stage. The peek around the corner punishes Skadoodle, who cannot find the frag. And now the rest of T1 stuck back towards the A side. Looks like a round here for TSM.
You kind of hate to see it because the jiggle peak is so much slower on Valorant, but somehow you still can't connect the shot. Being an operator as prolific as Skadoodle, and you lose a fight against a Phantom as you're running away because I think he had to backstep before moving back into the site. So I don't know if he was caught out of position from where he was, but also the gamble on that 5 versus 3, right? Brax, after throwing those paint shells and saw a few guys on the top of that B heaven, decide to fall back and actually stack towards the A side with AZK instead, thinking that the split was going to happen towards A after, when Food actually died there early. Nonetheless, though, it came down to Skadoodle having to come up big, but unfortunately fell short. And it's going to be TSM taking it round with a flawless round.
Yeah, look at that gun round, though. Of course, it's T1 that maybe did not have the greatest buy. You always talk about that third round being very difficult for the defense to try to find, you know, make ends meet with the weapons that they have. And we're even seeing that now. We're not seeing the fully flushed out weaponry for them. There's a Bulldog in the mix for Crashies. He can't buy himself a Phantom or a Vandal. For the side of TSM, they did not lose a single weapon. Think about the repercussions of that economically. They are just going to go in and stack those credits consistently. I mean, of course, if they win this upcoming round, but not having to lose your weapon is very critical for their success.
Yeah, now they're changing things a bit. They tried to get Wardell for an early pick before the Dark Cloud came out, and Cutler went through it as well. But Food won that fight. Shadow step back towards that Heaven, and Wardell, well, enemy now spotted. Just disappeared. Like Shinobi. Like Houdini. Whatever you want.
Quiet. Very quiet. Tabroza ends the silence, gets the frag onto Food. He's lurking through the ropes. Skadoodle trying to reposition, and unfortunately, poor timing for him. He's got a Sage on the other side. Tripwire will give him the information that he needs if the Sage decides to push forward, but it's Hayes there who's waiting patiently, and of course, Drone. He's got the spike on the opposite side of the map. The rest of his team here trying to poke and prod their way through towards A, and that poking and prodding will end Skadoodle and Brax opening up that A site, but it's AZK in the back behind the map. What will TSM do? But that spike's heading straight towards the A site.
Get out of
He's
my
got a great
way.
angle, at least. They think that the A site is maybe open, or still think that AZK plays towards that area with 23 seconds left on the clock. You had the Phantom Eyes coming out here, and as a Blade Storm, but Drone, no matter what, doesn't need it because he gets the headshot onto AZK. Gonna be an easy plant in the corner right now. Super safe plant on a 4 versus 1. Well, that is gonna be now Crashies, only with the Bulldog, with probably the option of only to save his weapon here, but they are going to go for the hunt, I'm assuming, here for TSM very soon, because you just want to try to seal the deal and move over to Grand Finals as fast as you can.
Yeah, and I mean, I talked a little bit about it in the previous round, how they didn't really lose their weapons. Well, they only lost Cutler in that round, and that means that they still have the weapons from a round previous even. Of course, Crashy's going to try to make that a little bit more expensive for TSM, but they'll just back away safely towards, you know, their spawn or the hulls near their spawn. Crashy's going to try to make the hero play, but he's just trying to bide his time. Oh, they just jumped so close to the ropes.
They're toying with him, dude.
Oh, man.
They're toying with him. Toying with their food, who's bottom fragging right now.
Ooh.
For T1.
Damn, that was good.
Unfortunately.
That was good.
Thanks. Thanks, man. So 11-5 here, and it's going to be a force buy coming through. Skadoodle, unfortunately, does not have enough for the operator. With this money that he has, I don't know if he wants to go for Marshall. He's going to go with the shields first with 1900 left. A Bucky instead. Okay, that could be good, actually, playing towards his mid side. Right-click, actually still very effective. And we'll see if that could change the pace a little bit. Hopefully, T1 biting their nails to try to stay alive into this fight, or being picked up to get the Rolling Thunder at least to put as much favor into their side to try to hold out this defense on split.
Now imagine T1 loses. If you're Immortals or Face Clan, you are like, oh boy. If either one of us win, we have to face off against T1. That is just, that would hurt. I mean, it's really T1 or TSM.
Imagine the opposite scenario, though.
Yeah.
Same thing. Oh my god, we gotta play TSM.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But so far, Wardell here, he's going to be pushing up, trying to get a little bit of information. Doesn't know that food is playing a little bit more to the side. The shot is clean. Still looking for more. Wardell is hungry. The hyenas smell blood in the water. TSM pushing towards A. Crashy's going to punish those hyenas. Take out Sabrosa, but the shots are good from Wardell. Finds two. Looking for the third, but it's AZK denying the push. And now it is all up to Drone and Hazed. They're going to be looking towards the B side here. Drone looking to drop down, but it's going to make a little bit of noise.
Cage triggered.
No, I like it. He's playing towards that balcony just to see if anybody was at the double stack. Now the wall is going to come up. There's no time left. Drone can now focus on the rafters instead. It's actually, nobody's rotating yet from A's side, so this is perfect on this 3 versus 2. Now they can actually play post plan situation, set up a crossfire at the same time too. AZK's moving up. They're going to hear that thundering across here on that B heaven. He does have support from a Skadoodle. Skadoodle's going to block back. Flashpoint to come through. Is that going to blind Drone? Not yet, but Hayes lines them both up. And that's only going to be one standing. Crashy's making it a 1 versus 1. The tree comes across because they had no idea where Drone was. And that was an easy kill. Hayes held that on his own. And now they are at serious point to move into the grand finals. That is TSM in a lead 12-5.
We saw how T1 hasn't really been competing in some of these tournaments, and TSM has had their name on the docket for every single one, and a great performance from them from every single one. But they're proving here, and they're proving now, they may be better than T1, and for them that is pretty important. You know, T1 coming into this were one of the first teams to sign a roster and really confidently say, this is the team that we believe in. TSM, they are ready to answer back, but Food going to make that a little difficult as he takes out Drone.
I like it. Now at this point too, I have talked about it with Fraud. Food could be that person that could also hold the operator, usually because Rax is going to be that entry fragger. You need to have that secondary op. Food is the one that can do it. AZK in a great position right now at the bottom of the A ramp, dropping 2 of his own. And now it's a 5-on-2 situation. Things are looking very good for T1. But Cutler is not done yet. He gets 2 kills towards the A side. And now that spike is down, we still have Wardell looking back towards the sewers if a big flank is coming through. But Cutler is so low on HP, and now he's down.
All up to Wardell here. The 1v3, we've seen this before from him, of course. It's going to still be very difficult considering the weaponry that T1 have, and it's up from above that Skadoodle takes him out with the Bulldog. Upgrades to an operator, and it's a double op setup. Moving on into that next round. T1 holding on by a thread, and that thread is a very expensive one. It's the finest silk. 2 ops for them means that they don't really have to worry about some of the weapons coming into the next round. But for the side of TSM, any round that goes bad for T1, TSM just closes it out, goes on to the grand final, so T1 really need to fight valiantly.
This is definitely the scenario that I want. Food probably hearing that I called him out, switches to the operator, gets the first kill. Now they have no money left. They're able to salvage a second op to do a double operator setup, and this is a comeback. This is a scenario that I want to see. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Hopefully. But it's going to start off here with another passive play, and there's only going to be the Sage peeking forward, and that is going to be Skadoodle. Dropping the first one, slow orb, and maybe a wall, but an immediate res at least to come up on a 5 versus 5.
Yeah, this is a round that TSM desperately want to win. They just want to close this out and sit on the nice cushion in the grand finals. Of course, they still have to win the tournament. Doesn't mean that they are down and out just quite yet, but finally Drone using the wall in
the first Blaze wall in the series. Oh, that was good.
But it's TSM now. They're looking towards B. Skadoodle is going to be there as well, providing presence with the operator. Crashy's going to spot out Wardell, the camera, and that's going to be very difficult. Brack's going to make it rain with the paint shells. Won't find anybody. TSM still trying to bide their time, but that spike's in sight. It is deep in there. Still have to plant it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, and Hayes was forced to go on a self-heal. Skadoodle lands a shot onto Drone. Hayes gets a second one to the side. Skadoodle staying alive. That's a triple kill for him right now, and he's looking for the last kills inside this site. 20 seconds left on the clock. He does have a res if he needs to move inside the entrance of the defender spawn, and AZK, though, says, don't need it, I'm moving forward. But Wardell, the off battle is happening very soon because he gets the 4K coming across, and now Wardell, it's a 1 versus 1. He lands that shot, he comes in, and he's going to get the res for the money as well. The defuse comes across. They save the double op again. That is no ace coming through because AZK did get the kill. But nonetheless, the end of the day is the round that counts. T1 stays alive.
Wow, Skadoodle just answering back when things matter most. Wardell, he's had his run of the show for multiple rounds now. And for the side of Skadoodle, he says, hey, we're not through with you just quite yet. 5 kills, I believe it was, and a beautiful performance to close out that round. TSM, of course, I sound like a broken record. They just need 1 round, but it really is 1 round that can make the difference here. Close things out.
I mean, hopefully this is the time that we're starting to see a match in our hands, because even now there's a low buy coming in from TSM. Bulldog in the hands of Cutler too. As now the pace is slowing down a little bit though from TSM's side because of that. I mean, the spike is dropped intentionally, so this means that they're trying to play the information, the pickoff game, the trade game, and Drone is going to be on his own first. He's in a good position where he could throw a curveball to try to take this heaven control, but it's still very passive play once again from T1 on the defender side. You do have Wardell that's looking into the ropes in case somebody comes in from heaven, but it's a 3-man stack for T1 on A. They're going to have to come up big right now for Skadoodle with that off towards connector B. There you go.
He just dodged the curveball and takes out Drone. Beautiful play. Now TSM, they're still committed towards this B site, but at least T1 know that something is amiss, and they might look towards splitting back around over towards B, but TSM, I don't think they want to be anywhere near Skadoodle right now, so the A call, I get it. I fully understand.
Get out of my way!
I don't know, man, because they have the operator this time towards A2. Food has done it before with the operator. Misses this one, unfortunately, though. Will Shadow step away and stay alive? But they are moving forward. Flashpoint from the breach coming through as well. And Skadoodle holds his ground towards mid. So as they have no choice but to work towards this A side, Brax gets the spike carried down. Looks for the second one as the operator for the attackers falls as well. And Skadoodle has starting to light things up here, Simo. It's 12-8, and he's landing all of his shots.
And the craziest thing is that he's not even at the top of the leaderboard. That is AZK on top, but it does feel like Skadoodle has been a lot more impactful in these past couple of rounds, really making that operator sing, and it's singing a tune that TSM does not like. Taking out members left, right, and center. Now TSM, of course, they're going to be on the eco buy, potentially giving us a 12-9 scoreline. T1's hot on their heels. They're looking to try to answer back and be the ones that move on to the grand final.
Pistol to try to move forward now. Again, TSM, it's pretty much the same story every single round. Try to take this mid control, but they just can't go against Skadoodle. Because yes, they get the curveballs out. They're trying to move up as a group, but Skadoodle just does a great job of slow orb. Even though that's been nerfed, it's still good enough to stop them in their tracks and stop them from anything super aggressive. Things are going to change a bit. It turns into a one-way smoke in favor of Skadoodle, but unfortunately misses the shot. And even paint shells coming through, that's not going to spot anybody, unfortunately. We have fallen back towards this mid side, taking rope control, actually, and we're splitting into A very soon.
You know, if TSM are able to get a couple of guns and get that spike down, I think T1 will have a difficult time getting that site back. But AZK, he's going to be the gatekeeper. 3 kills for him, taking out the classic. Hayes will take him down from the side, but it's Food there with the refrag. Of course, it almost went well. I mean, they only got 1, but at the end of the day, T1 able to answer back. And now the credits have completely changed. T1 rolling in the dome, making it rain, throwing hundreds, throwing 50s. TSM, they'll have the weapons this time around, so we'll see how they're able to make it work. We have to wait and see.
And unfortunately, despite all the credits that they have, as soon as they lose it, it's all over. So what they want to do now is win their rounds. It's okay if they lose players they could buy for their teammates. But they have to step up big, come up huge. And it doesn't really matter for TSM's point of view if they win 13-10, 13-11, 13-12 in sudden death, as long as they get the win. So letting T1 catch up, sure, whatever. They were their economy back. They have a gun round once again. And let's see now if Food, Skadoodle, Wardell, who's going to be the operator, steps up into this round. And it starts off with them trying to work into this B side. He heard the shadow step moving forward towards his entrance of the A ramp. And it's so close right now, and he's calling out for his teammates.
Food, he's picked up the op in the past couple of rounds and really made it work. Unfortunately, that won't be that time there. Brax will find one there. Onto Cutler. It's the 4v5. They'll quickly rotate over towards B, where Skadoodle's waiting with the operator.
Yeah, and he's missed a shot before, but at least he has support from Crashies at the same time too, and he's playing a different angle at the same time here, Simo. So if he connects this one here, it's going to be a good one, and I say that they're going to win this round. But it starts off here with an orbital strike to come down, Simo. Can they win this round finally for TSM?
Oh. That's close. The operator shot almost connecting. That's going to be the run it back clone that's gone. Skadoodle, he's got still a lot more to work with, but he's in a very interesting position, hiding in the corner between his barrier orb and the rest. The red carpet going to be rolled out for his team there. They'll try to stop the attackers from defending. ACK with 1. Haste and Sabrosa will answer back. It is all down to Skadoodle. 1 shot not going to connect. Going to have to reload the clip, but it's drone from behind. And TSM move on to the grand finals.
TSM proving everybody wrong, saying, look,